All right, let's try this again. All right. Hey, y'all. Just checking in. Remember, our November phases are about rooted and rising. It's all about reflection, right? So it's just a time to pretty much slow down, right? As we start, the seasons are changing. We're getting into winter mode. And notice the phases as like the seasons change, our bodies do a little something, something too, right? Our body, our mind, our spirit, everything. So it's really important to get to know yourself, check in, grow deeper this month. It's not just about like this idea of the task, the thing to turn in. And this is an opportunity to like walk together, right? Um, so like an accountability partner while also you guys are being apprenticed, you guys are learning, you're growing um, in the field of whatever you choose. But the whole idea of being committed to something, and let's start with yourself, being committed to yourself, right? Your own personal development, your own growth. And that means how you interact with yourself, how you interact with those around you, how you interact to get a goal accomplished. All of that is super important, right? So as I said, it's about discovering who you're becoming and learning to create from that space. Period. Period. Okay. So it's about remembering that and reflecting on, okay, um, it's not like I just got to turn this in. I got to do this because Miss Lou said so, or because my mama said so. No, it's about like let me really check in with myself, right? And right now, we are on phase 3 and 4. So you all were supposed to turn in something Sunday, November 23rd by 11:59. And this week's is due by November 30th, 11:59, right? So Sunday tasks or projects are due. Excuse me. And again, you're responsible for your own growth, right? Your own development, your own learning, your own growing. And this internship, this apprenticeship is that opportunity to do so. So we don't just work on our projects for others and other companies, but we also work on projects for ourselves, right? So this is an opportunity to do that. Like, let me see, what am I learning? What was due here on November 23rd, this past Sunday, was you were supposed to create a media, a short, what is it, right here? Oops, I don't want to do that. I guess I can't really write on this. I took out my pen. Nonetheless, hmm, I'm gonna have to play with that to figure out how that worked. But ultimately, y'all, supposed to create a short media piece, video, reel, or graphic, or audio. Not audio, video, reel, or graphic. Your audio can be over a video, but it's basically showing something you've improved upon um, this month, right? What did I learn by creating this? What part of the process challenged me most? How did I adapt or problem solve creatively? So it's again, it's just reminding you to be accountable for yourself. What are you learning? No matter where it's at or what you've done, create a reel, whether it's something you did in school, a project you had to work on, or something you learned in your gaming, something you learned. um, yeah, yeah, right. Um, and I think one of the things that I'm constantly learning is that it's okay to readjust. It's okay to say, okay, like, you know what, this don't really fit me. Let me figure out what does. What's my rhythm? How do I commit to something, or how do I get something done, or how do I, you know, operate where I feel really good about myself, right? And being honest, not being so overly positive that not, you know, offer myself, you know, some wisdom and some critique about how I'm moving, right? And that's with everything from how we interact with each other, how we handle situations, and how we accomplish a goal, um, for a project, for a personal goal. Like, maybe it's to, you know, committing to working out, right? To eating healthier, to maybe less taking in less sugar, right? And excuse me, y'all, my throat is doing a little something. Mm. Anywho, due this November 30th, this Sunday, is the reflect on. So the objective is to reflect on your personal growth and express it creatively, right? So the objective of the following week was use your current tools and skills to express what you're learning. Excuse me. So that was the objective, for phase 3, which was last Sunday when you were supposed to turn in. You were supposed to practice the craft, create with what you have. So you use the current tools, your iPhone, if you're, whether you're a runner or you play volleyball, Hollis, like, I mean, I'm giving you and Demarius, obviously. You game, and just, you can record something that you've done physically, or you can record something technically, right? But the point is to express it creatively. What are you learning? And even as you were talking about that, how you learned on you guys' last uh, project that you turned in the Sunday, that the Sunday before last. Um, so even like, talking about that piece that you created. But ultimately, it's more so just challenging yourself. Don't be lazy about this. This is for you, okay? And it can be something that you're really learning about yourself. Again, use your current tools and skills to express what you are learning, right? So we talked about how you learn, but now it's about, like, um, again, and the prompts to help you get there. The questions to ask yourself is, what did I learn by creating this? Like, what did I learn by creating that project? What part of the process challenged me the most? Like, is it like, staying committed? How did I adapt or problem solve creatively, right? Some of us may get frustrated about certain things, but then we end up figuring it out. Sometimes when I get frustrated, it's just because I'm trying to go too fast. I'm trying to, like, meet the deadline. As opposed to now we get to move in a way that honors us. And that means, like, okay, communicating, saying, hey, listen, I know the Sunday project was due. I forgot. Time is moving fast. Before you know it, it's Sunday and I haven't done it, but I'm going to get right into it. Blase Skippy. This is teaching you to be, to not shun your responsibility, but handle it head on. It ain't about lying. It's just about being honest with yourself, because this is for you as much as it is for us walking together and for us, kind of playing and creating together, right? And I say playing because ultimately, if you get good at something and you look at, like, I look at a lot of things as play. I look at a lot of things as play. And, when I'm in Canva, I feel like I'm playing because I really enjoy doing it. When I'm creating a reel, I really enjoy doing it. And that's part of the problem is, like, I be taking forever. Like, when I moved a little differently in my youth, this is what lets me know, like, shucky ducky. I feel like I moved more swiftly. I was more agile. I was like, that. And now I'm agile, but I'm just honoring, like, my rhythm, right? And my rhythm has shifted. I don't move like that anymore. So I honor it. But what I can't do is walk with you all and figuring it out and helping you to, like, really own yourself, right? When you own yourself, you are honest with yourself. You get to know how you move, and because you'll know when your energy shifts and how you got sad. Well, what made me sad? Well, what happened? And being able to deal with those things head on. So anyway, neither here nor there. So those were the reflection prompts about um last uh Sunday's November 23rd project that was due, right? So um Now, as I said, as we get into phase 4 about share the growth, show what you know. So that is the whole objective again, is to reflect on your personal growth and express it creatively. So again, this project is due coming this here Sunday, November 30th. And one of the key things about our relationship and our walking together is that, we communicate. We don't disappear. We say, hey, listen, I know there's a project due and I'm on it. I just am living life and it's wild, right? I'm trying to, I, um, I love how you all express yourself, right? But now we make sure we are consistent in doing that in this chat, because when you do it, it encourages each of you to do those things, right? To show up on time, to check in, to say, hey, listen, I know that this is due. I'm working on it and I'll get that in, right? And communicating, right? Communicating kind of what's, you don't have to necessarily say all of your business if that's not what you want to do, but you can ultimately just, you know, check in to say, I'm still being responsible and accountable, and I know this is due and I'm getting right on it. And one of the things, again, that's going to be important, because it's going to empower you as you continue to have these professional relationships, and as you get out here and you make relationships as an, maybe as an entrepreneur, you're doing a project, somebody may ask you to do something, and um and we don't want to take our time lightly. And just because you know how to do something don't mean you always got to do something because you know how to do it or because you can. You want to, especially if it's in the lane of where you can make money, you learn to, you know leverage your skill, your trade, a practice, your time, because that's what you do when you go to a building or a company and you exchange your time, and then they give you that check, right? That guaranteed money, supposedly. But companies go under just like that, and then they have to let people go, and they don't give you any warning either, right? So again, you go to companies, you get skill, you get trade, you get understanding of how things work, you build relationships. Because how you met somebody and how you interacted, you never know. As you continue to move through life, you'll may meet that person again. They may be at a different position, and because y'all have a relationship, they can put something through that you might be working on, or you might be a part of. So we look at all the pieces and how they connect, right? For life. So again, this one is reflect on your personal growth and express it creatively. So reflect on your personal growth and express it creatively. So the action steps are, you're going to post or share a reel or Canva visual that says, here's what I'm learning about myself. Add your personal caption or line. Example, still learning patience, still showing up, hashtag rooted and rising, right? And when we say post, that means in our group chat. And if you want to post this publicly and do all your things, do that too, right? But ultimately, this is for us. This is for here. This is reflection, because this apprenticeship is not just about, your professional development. It's also about your emotional development, your intellectual development, and how you govern yourself, how you're learning yourself, right? All of that is super important as you get out here in this world, because listen, if you don't know yourself, people will totally take advantage of you, period. They'll you know continue to allow you to do things that you could maximize, but because you're not maybe processing information or in a place to do that. And then that comes with your wellness, right? What are you doing to keep yourself well, so that you can move in a space and place where you feel well, you're around people that help you, bring out the best in you. And if that's not where you're at, then you need to readjust all of those aspects of yourself, because that's how you're going to get the optimal, meaning the best performance out of yourself, the best experience for yourself, right? Is when you're well and when you're in good spirits and when your mental is well, when your health is well, all of that. So again, you want to just share, here's what I'm learning about myself, and you add your personal caption. Still learning, patient, these are just examples, right? And then the reflection prompts to help you get there, to help you uncover what you're learning. How did it feel to share something real and personal? What response or reflection did you get from others? What part of your story do you want to tell next? And so it's just something that you're learning, right? Um, and so again, you can post these things publicly, but ultimately just for us as a practice for what you're understanding about yourself is for your personal development and growth. So again, that's due November 30th, this coming Sunday by 11:59. I am expecting you all to continue to do what? Check in, y'all. Check in, check in, check in. So this is a reminder that this apprenticeship is not just work, it's self-work. Do you agree? Yes or no? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's remember. Okay. And then we move into the week of December. Yes, December is upon us already, right? 2025 done came and about to be up out of this piece, right? And it is so important to reflect on where you going, what you doing, baby, because I'm telling you, as you graduate and as you become an adult, time just zooms by. You look up, it's another year that went by, another year that went by, another year that went by. And you're going to continue to have issues, concerns, but you're still going to have to keep on showing up. And what does that look like? And this apprenticeship, this internship, this is practice for that, right? And in return, what's happening is we're walking together. So this is mentorship. This is support. This is family care. This is village work, right? You all have access to the outside world to connect and be through those devices. Those devices are provided by LHTM, right? This creative agency where you get to be creative about how you experience and express yourself and navigate the terrain called life in this vessel that you're in. Every phase helps you grow confidence, awareness, and skill. Yes or no? Would y'all agree? But I want you to know that that's a reminder that that's what the intentions here are, okay? So again, just want to remind you all about accountability and community guidelines. I want to confirm I received the packet. That was November 5th. Everybody did that. Thank you. And we want to participate in the book club, listening party, or the watch party, because guess what? That's a part of your continued education. So whether you are doing your own continued education, right? Whether you're part of school or whatever, but at the end of the day, continued education is about you being intentional about exploring, about study, understanding life, understanding yourself, and understanding the dynamics around you. So self-directed education is your own personal self leading you in the direction you want to go, to educate yourself, to become aware in the areas that interest you, that you're curious about, that you want to lead your career in, or that you want to explore, whatever the case may be. But in our Dreamers Agile Learning Collective, that is where, excuse me, we have continued education, right? That is a part of the apprenticeship, internship, our book clubs, our watch party, because what it does is it helps you understand the world around you. We're looking into history. We are looking into culture. We are looking into to the industry of entertainment, advertisement, marketing, and how it isn't always what it seems. I've been a part of that industry for, my goodness, about 30 years now, over 30 years. Wow. I've been in that industry. And I understand it, especially from this vantage point at this point in my life as a 53-year-old, all right, emerging elder. So, and I'm sharing with you all what I'm witnessing and what I understand to be true, right? Especially if you're interested in, being talent, if you're interested in um, uh, advertising, because a lot of times advertising is about, ooh, it's psychological, right? And they make you take a psychology class, because there's so many aspects about it that is about people's habits. And when people are on autopilot, they're just on a program. But to live consciously means you stop and you think. You're constantly thinking because things are shifting around us constantly. So we have to be present to deal with the moments that are occurring, right? And so in order to do that, it's constantly checking in, like, okay, so what am I learning? How did I learn that? Okay, so that was interesting. Okay, I noticed that when I was interacting. Okay, I noticed that that was triggering. Okay, why was that triggering? Okay, I noticed that when I was trying to get the project done, or when I was trying to, convey how I was feeling or talk about how I was feeling to that person, they just kind of shut me down, and then that made me pissed me off inside, but I didn't say nothing. But man, so much. Anywho, accountability and community guidelines. It all leads back to self participation in the book clubs and the listening parties and the watch parties. Okay, show up because it is for you. All phases are due on Sundays. The projects that we discuss here during that time frame, they're due right Sundays by 11:59. And it is so imperative that you communicate if you need an extension, right? If you're going to say, like, if you're not able to turn it in on time, you have to communicate. Why? Because we are in a relationship. You got a phone that I pay for each month. And that bill is like $300. I'm letting y'all know that bill is like $300. Don't nobody give nothing to that. I do that. I could be paying for a bill for myself for $50 a month, but I pay for a bill for everybody for $300 because I'm building something, because I care about you all. I want to leave legacy for my family, my children, as well as my community, my family. That's my village is my family. Demaria, you are family. You are family. Yeah, I care about how you navigate this terrain. So with that being said, yeah, I pay that bill, right? And several of you have said I'll pay my bill, right? Right? But trust and believe. Go for it if you'd like to, go for it if you'd like to. Bill is $60 each, right? Um, so, but ultimately, to pay something to make money appear, right? These means, um, because you need this, you need that. Everything costs to live. It's just like, oh my gosh! And before you know, it's due again. It's due again. It's due again. Yep, life is going to keep on lifing in that manner. So again, it's so important that if you need an extension, that you just communicate it, right? We stay in communication, we stay in relationship and on the same page, right? Stay connected, right? Because again, you all are developing skills and talents, and you see things from a vantage point, and I see things from a vantage point. And then that's where we work together to bridge the understanding and the support that one needs to thrive in this world, right? To thrive in this life. I just want to remind you all of your creative power, okay? Again, this is so much more than an internship, an apprenticeship. You guys are developing real world creative and professional skills, directing your own learning, managing your time, creating meaningful media, and practicing self-awareness in action, as well as emotional intelligence, right? um, so your phone, your iPad, is not just a device, it's actually your studio, right? You create like it matters, because it really, really, really does. And again, I just want to remind you that you're developing real world creative and professional skills, from directing your own learning to managing your time and accountability to creating meaningful media and practicing self-awareness in action, period. So be consistent, be thorough, and take pride in what you build. The world doesn't wait for greatness. It's created by those who show up, period. So you just need to show up. I promise you, consistency is everything. And before you know it, you done did what you said you was gonna do. Whatever dream you got, whatever goal you got, it's just consistency, being consistent, being committed, and showing up. I am not behind. I am becoming. I learn by doing. I grow by reflecting. I am rooted. I am learning. I am rising. That's an affirmation for your ass, right? I am not behind. I'm becoming. I'm learning by doing. I grow by reflecting, by figuring out, like, okay, where am I at? Okay, how'd that make me feel? Okay, what could I improve on? I am rooted like a tree. I am rooted. I am learning. I am rising. So, again, as a reminder in closing, I so appreciate y'all so much. I really, really, really do. I'm so grateful to witness your journey, and I appreciate all of y'all's effort, that you all putting into your own growth and development, and the work that you put into supporting your community through this apprenticeship and this internship. This is like a village. This is like an old school type village. If we were in a village together, like old school, like our ancestors, right? Where it was really village, right? We would be learning to walk together to be of use in that village, right? And that's what this looks like in 2025, okay? I really, really appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. And again, we show up for our community. We show up for our creativity, our community, and our craft. Period, baby. We show up for our creativity, our community, and our craft. Period, baby. Period. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. All right, y'all.